You should ask yourself, what is the purpose of this relationship that I am in?
Man was made naturally and spiritually productive by God for a purpose.
I have my blessing. I have my healing. I have my greatness. I have my power. And it's all inside of me in Christ.
Are you a parent or a guardian looking for a kind of foundation that you need for your child? Located in Nairobi, Dagoretti along Ngong Road, Black Presbyterian Primary School offers computer studies, arts and design, extra curriculum skill, as well as indoor games. With a qualified, friendly and dedicated staff, Black Best offers ideal and conducive learning environment for your child. We provide a safe and reliable transport to our pupils. For more information, call us today on 0720-844-083 or you can visit our website www.blackbest.com.
Naji-enjoy.
You should ask yourself, what is the purpose of this relationship that I am in?
Man was made naturally and spiritually productive by God for a purpose.
I have my blessing. I have my healing. I have my greatness. I have my power. And it's all inside of me in Christ.
parent or a guardian looking for a kind of foundation that you need for your child, located in Nairobi, Dagoretti along Ngong Road, Black Presbyterian Primary School offers computer studies, arts and design, extra curriculum skill, as well as indoor games. With a qualified, friendly and dedicated staff, Black Best offers ideal and conducive learning environment for your child. We provide safe and reliable transport to our pupils. For more information, call us today on 0720-844-083, or you can visit our website www.blackbest.com.
Najienjoy.
Good morning. Welcome to Leaders Fund. I'm your host, Zach Wangi. We are live on DGTV. You can connect us as well on YouTube as well as on Facebook. We are grateful today to be discussing the subject of leadership. And today we target an interesting topic. We're going to be discussing on leadership and women, or women in leadership. We are happy today to have with us a guest who is a leader, who is a lady, and she is a leader. And she is making waves in the leadership front. And so we are grateful to have her with us today in the studio to discuss the topic of women in leadership. We are happy here to have with us Madam Susan Wango, who is the Assistant County Commissioner for Kiambu County. Karibu sana, Madam.
Thank you so much, Zach.
Thank you so much for coming to share with us and being here today. We are grateful to have you here.
Thank you so much. I'm also grateful to be here. I appreciate so much.
Asante, tumeshukuru sana.
Yeah.
So maybe to get us started, we can see, we know you've been doing a lot in terms of community work, and you've actually taken a lot of milestones. You've been on the head, leader, as far as matters leadership is concerned in the community. And now you get to be the Assistant County Commissioner. How does that feel for you? Maybe we can start there.
It feels great, and it's an assurance that really God can pay you from whatever you're doing. There's always a reward. It feels so great. Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. We're going to be discussing on matters women in leadership, and I know this week on Tuesday we did celebrate the International Women's Day, and it's part of the efforts we are making, or rather the world takes to celebrate women. But maybe today to switch and discuss a few issues that touch on issues of leadership. Maybe from a personal perspective, you are leading a very influential position in the society, and I can assume it's quite engaging and quite busy. So maybe how do you balance, maybe let's start there, how do you balance your work assignments, your family responsibility, your passions in life as well? So how do you balance? Is there anything like balance?
Yeah,
How
there
does
is.
it work?
We believe that women are strong and women are able to multitask, and that is what I do. And even this job that I got was just an empowerment to what I was doing before. So balancing is easy, although it comes with challenges. And being a leader, being a charity person, and now in my position, it is not easy. And also I'm a mother, I'm a wife. Balancing all that is a bit of a challenge, but we manage because when God blesses you in what you're doing, He perfects what you're doing, and if you show Him your passion, He will definitely guide you through the same path. Because community work, I used to do it before, and my role as an ACC right now is more of community work, but now in a bigger perspective, because we deal with family issues, you know, illicit brews, most of what we used to do before. So I think it's easy to balance, especially when you involve God. Yes.
Okay, that's important.
Mm.
Maybe just to give my view on a background of your responsibilities. You're saying you've been involved in the community in terms of a lot of initiatives.
Yes.
Maybe give us a background. What are some of the initiatives that you've been involved in the community?
Ever since I was a young girl, I think I was in class 8, I started being a provider in whatever small that I had. I remember I used to ask my mom to give me my Christmas, the money she has for my Christmas dresses, and I used the money to celebrate Christmas with families that I would think they are vulnerable. I would spend the whole day Christmas, we eat together, we share whatever little that we had. And it became a tradition. It is something that now when it's Christmas and I'm not with a vulnerable family, I would feel like I have not celebrated Christmas. It grew to a point where now I was earning, and I would provide a family or two with my salary. And as late as last year but one, when COVID came, we realized that there are so many families who got into shock. Like COVID imekuja, we've lost our jobs, and we don't have anything to provide our families with. I tried alone, but I couldn't. I realized I couldn't feed as many families as I would have wanted. And now I started involving people, my friends. I called a friend, I would call another friend, a friend would call another friend. I remember we started as a very small group of like 5. One of them being our ex-councillor in Georgia called Kariuki Mbogo. I think you know him. So Kariuki pulled other people. He pulled Akina Christine Kahema, another group. I involved Josiah Katili. He pulled another people, some other people, Bilha, Ivo, you know, and we formed a big group. And we started distributing food. People would pledge. I'm feeding like 2 families. I think one family would cost us 2,500. Don't know how many kgs of rice, Ivo, 2,500. So you'd come at Zach and say, I'll feed 5 families, 10 families. And people came through. We fed families, and we saw God. To a point where, a few months later, Kiambu County government wanted now to feed, as a government, to feed the families. And the word admin in Juja then, so our idea is a good one. So they involved us. Now they allowed us to do the feeding program for the Kiambu County as a group now. The group that we called ourselves Juja for Juja Initiative. Yeah.
So that's the name of the CBO?
Yes. So it has been operational even as now. And I thank God because we were able to reach families. Even today, I have a number of families that at the back of my mind, if you tell me you need like 10 families to support, I'll just give you names and contacts, and you will go support them. Yes.
Yeah, from what I gather from you, you know, you sharing your story, there are a lot of stories, you know, a lot of narratives about CBOs and NGOs. There are people who say that people start CBOs and NGOs because they want to enrich themselves, they want to take advantage of underprivileged people. So, but from what I gather from you, it takes passion.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Yes.
You need to be passionate.
It
You can't
does.
go there because you're looking to
Charity is all about passion. Because even when we registered that group, because I remember we registered last year but one.
Yes.
But even after we registered, we have not received a single penny in the account for purposes of charity. We just meet, you know, a group of people, a certain family needs us. How much do you have? How much do you have? Chap, chap, and we finish that issue. Mostly I deal with the community. I don't have that now CBO on myself because now I'm working for the government and I can't do the two. Like it's my profession. This thing is from the heart. It is, you come together as friends, you support a certain family, and yeah, one day at a time. Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. And, all the best with that.
Thank you.
As you continue with your, you know, other responsibilities.
Thank you.
Today you are the Assistant County Commissioner, and for a lady, I think that's a milestone. Looking at where we are coming from as a nation. Maybe I want to ask you. You've been on the job for quite some few months now.
Yes.
Almost a year, probably.
Yes.
Maybe just share with us. How has the experience been?
First, I would like to thank the President for giving us the jobs. And among the many things, the many lies they talk about the President, is one truth I can stand with, that he has created jobs for people. Because I was not alone when we were getting these jobs. We were around 700 people.
Wow. In the whole country?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think being an ACC is a blessing to me and to many others whom I'll be reaching, because I believe I'll be reaching so many people. Because as I told you earlier, it is a passion. It is something that I was doing before, and now I've been given powers to do them even better. So it is a good feeling to serve people from the heart, because it is in me. It's a very good feeling. And I find myself even, I remember there's a time you had a function in Kikuyu, the World Wetlands Day. And after the function, my boss asked me, you want to tell me you have never been like a chief, or, you know, you've never been in this job before? I told him no. You don't have like a mentor in the family, like your uncle or something, you know, because he felt what I'm doing, yes, I am good at it. It's only because you've been in that line, think for the rest of your life. Even as young as I was in Form 3, if I would see a family like falling apart, I would intervene. Like I would feel concerned. And that is now what I'm doing today.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Of course, the new positions came up after the devolution, where we now have county administrations. And one of the areas that was an area of tension initially when, you know, there was devolution, was how the county government would work with the national government at the county level. So you get to represent the county government at the local level, in this case the Kiambu County. I don't know how the experience has been. Do you feel there's still some tension between the national government administration and the county government administration? How are you managing to work together at the county level? You being the government, and there's another county government. Is there harmony? How are things happening now?
Me, I think it depends with the individual. Because, like for example, me and the Kiambu County government, we've been working closely, very well. The ward admin would call me when there's an issue somewhere. I would call him when there's an issue somewhere. The Kiambu County governor, Dr. Nyoro, would come to our area. You know, like, and when he's coming, we are there. I mean, I don't think there's any problem. There is that harmony, and I really love it. Yeah.
Oh, that's good, because I think that's important, so that at the end of the day, your goal is to offer services.
Yeah, and also to make each other's work easier. Because where the county government is coming in, and I'm there, I will just call them, you see, and tell them this and this needs to be done. When it's the government, and they need to call, they just call me, Susan, this and this needs to be done. It actually makes work very easy. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Our topic today is women in leadership. And you get to be a good role model for the society. And there are a lot of notions, there are a lot of things that people say, you know, when you put women in leadership, there are negative connotations out there. Oh, women in leadership, they are proud, women are insecure. I don't know, maybe let me bring it personal to you and ask you, what's your leadership style?
I don't think, I think just like I told you, it depends with the individual. You know, knowing where you've come from, I don't see any reason of changing. And being a woman, when you're empowered, you're supposed to reach more people than even before. You're supposed to make someone's world better than you found it. Yeah. And one thing about women, even when I was talking to my fellow ladies, I was telling them, women fear to be associated with negative. Yeah. And that is why you realize, for example, like today, if I met a woman and she tells me, or any other person, and she tells me, Zach was telling me this and that about you. Do you know I'll follow up at Kwambia Nini? You know, I even go to her house and really want to know what is this information that people think about me. But if I tell you, Zach, by the way, I met Kamau somewhere and he was telling me he doesn't like the way you wear, you'd be like, okay. And you know, you wouldn't even care. Then a week later, I tell you, did I tell you what Kamau was saying? And you're like, remind me, what was it about? You see? And that is why, even in politics, women are easily attacked. Because they know if I feed the community with a negative information about that leader, she will get affected. If I just post, this one is doing this and that, it will pull her down. Yeah. So women, I don't think we are as people think us. Yeah, think about us, because we drive to perfection. Yes. Yeah. I would want to be a good leader, a good employee of the government. I would like to be a good charity worker. I would want to be a perfect wife. I want to be a good mother, you know, all that. All round, yes.
Wow, that's amazing. The strength of a woman, you say.
Yeah.
That's true. But let me maybe further still ask about your experience so far. You get to be in a higher position as far as administration of the county government is concerned, or rather the county administration is concerned. Let me ask you, have you faced resistance from the men? And maybe how do you deal with that? Because, for example, people say we are inviting the assistant county commissioner, and then they say, oh, it's a madam. So do you find any surprises? Do you find a different reaction, as if they would act different if it was a man?
One thing I love about Ngao, the government employees, is they watch lanes and they respect lanes. Even if someone younger than me was introduced as their senior or their ACC, they would respect them. Sometimes, there's a time I was in Nyamira, and when we were invited for a meeting, like I'm meeting my juniors, they all stand up, and I'm wondering, like, what is wrong? Because I'm used to an elderly man, me respecting him, and not the other way around. But because they know that position commands respect, and I have not faced any resistance. Actually, it's been a smooth ground. It is now on me feeling like I don't deserve like such kind of respect from this age, you know. But with time, you realize it's job. You have to work. Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. You did mention, of course, the aspect of women getting involved in leadership. And we are aware, of course, we can't avoid the big topic that we are in a political season. It's an election year. So there's a lot of politics happening. Maybe we can touch a bit on that as well. I don't know, do you think, you know, in terms of women representation, how are we doing on that?
Me, I would encourage so many women to go out there, believe in themselves, and look for those positions. Because we are empowered. The government has encouraged us. And even as we protect all politicians, we have a bigger protection for ladies. Because as you've said, some men would think they don't fit, you know, they don't fit that position. But a female who believes in herself is almost equal to that guy who is in the same position, because we are here to work. Me, I would encourage them to go for it and maintain their dignities.
Okay.
As the government also supports them, because the government is supporting women leadership very much, and it's ranking it very highly. Yes.
Wow. Wow. Talking about government support, I think the big topic here is affirmative action, where we've come up with laws that try to encourage ladies to get involved in leadership positions. We may not have met the quotas, as maybe some would say, but do you think we've gone too much to supporting the girl child? There were a lot of cries a while ago about the so-called boy child. It's been neglected for the lady. Do you feel we have overdone affirmative action?
I don't know if I'm being selfish. I think it's okay. To me, it's fine.
Okay.
Because the government came when the girl child was neglected and forgotten. And when everyone thought that a woman is that gadget to live in the house, cook for you, do whatever laundry for you. But currently, we are given a chance, to shine.
Yes.
Yeah. Unlike a man will fight for himself.
Yes.
He will fight for that, to shine. He will fight for it. A girl child, Kitambo, didn't have that power.
Okay.
So when we are empowered, I think, to me, we are not overdoing it. The only thing that is left in us now as ladies is not to feel like because we are taken up there, now we can see the boy child as a lesser person, especially us who are married. Like now, I remember when we were doing the induction, we were sent an RC with a lady, with our boss, and she was talking to us, telling us, do not think because you have that kiraoni, you will use it mpaka kwa nyumba. When you get to the door, just leave that thing and remember you're a wife. Don't tell me, Mati, I have, collabs to make at 3, I can't cook. No, when you get into that house, you remain a wife. All the responsibilities, all the submissiveness, everything, you remain a wife. When you're able to balance the two, I don't see anything wrong with a lady shining. Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. So according to you, the boy child should stop crying and get themselves together.
We got your back, guys. We got your back. Stop crying. We got your back. Yeah, because even in our leadership, we are still encouraging, like for example, maybe in the ACC, when you bring me a family that has issues, I will try advising the lady. We want the ladies to shine, but maintain their dignity. They shine, but hold the society, hold the family, like in heart. See that you shine peke yako, and the kamzee is coming there dressed like just a normal person. No, we shine together.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's good. We shine together.
Yeah, we shine together.
That's amazing.
That's the spirit.
So maybe from a government perspective, what are some of the other initiatives that maybe you are running, maybe at a national level or at a county level to help empower the girl child, so to say?
I think we apart from that of the families, we have a big protection in terms of the girl child who is going to politics.
Okay.
We have that law that hafai kuingiliwa, like yes. You're not supposed to bully her like it used to happen in the past.
Okay.
There is that protection. We are protecting the girl child in terms of rapes and that, vitu kama hizo. And the safe homes. Wale wenye wanafukuzwa na bwana zao. If you feel you don't want your wife anymore, we the government, we hatujachokeshwa na wao. We take them. If we try as much as we can to bring you back to the senses that this is the wife you chose from many, ukatae, fine, we have them. Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. And hope you keep up the good work. My guest today is Susan Wangu, the Assistant County Commissioner for Kiambu County. And she's saying it's time for women to shine, and she's leading the front by doing that. You're watching Leaders Front. We are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube and on Pang 138 on DGTV. Continue joining us as we engage in this discussion today. Let me ask you a question. Still back on aspects of leadership. The women are the majority, so to say, in our society. And maybe this may touch still on aspects of politics. How come then we've not seen as many women being supported by fellow women? Are women their worst undoing? Do women support each other or they fight too much?
It is said that we fight too much, but I think not necessarily. It's not as it's put.
Yeah.
They say women are their own enemies.
Yes.
But you see, we have not got the power of, like, we are up there already and now we can start uplifting the ones who are below us. Yeah, you have not gained that confidence. Yes, actually, when boy child is crying, we are wondering unalia nini, because it is yani nikasupport tu kadogo we've been given and you're already complaining. We are coming there pole pole too, because as much as we are given positions, we have more responsibilities than you people.
Okay.
Yeah, I will go to the office in the morning. The house help will call me, the child is not feeling well. Even if it's the dad who will take the child to the hospital, I'll have to coordinate that, right? Gas imeisha, even if it's the dad to provide the money, I'll have to coordinate. Yani, there's a lot we need to do, such that you can only concentrate on your own path. Then lifting others will come later. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So the boy child should man up and
No,
take
actually,
responsibilities.
No, because this is our tradition.
Okay.
For example, I cannot tell my husband, I am from work, ati, please nisaidie kupika. Please pika ugali, I'm coming to do the mboga. That responsibility is mine still. Even if we came together, sometimes he picks me from work. Even if we come together, tunaambiana, hey, no, I'm tired. You know, I'm telling him I'm tired, and he's like, wow, Paul. Hey, Paul.
But just to follow up on that, so according to you, we can't quite have equality, but we can have some level of, balancing.
In our tradition, equality will come in terms of profession, but kinyumbani, the man will always be up there.
Okay.
Yeah, I can never be equal to my husband. I will still be chini. Even if I became the president of this country, my husband will command me. Yeah, I was telling you, we'll come home both very tired, and even maybe tired than him. Then when we sit, it's like, oh, Paul, today I thought I don't want ugali, whatever the house help has prepared. I'm feeling like this and that. And you have to make it.
Wow, that's powerful. My guest today, once again, is Susan Wangu, the Assistant County Commissioner for Kiambu County. We are discussing matters, women and leadership. We are taking a short break. We'll be back. And Madam, I'm going to be asking you on maybe the question that is in the mouth of everybody about gender violence and bullying, that's affecting women, both in the public and even domestically. So stay tuned on DGTV. We'll be back shortly.
You should ask yourself, what is the purpose of this relationship that I am in?
Man was made naturally and spiritually productive by God for a purpose.
I have my blessing. I have my healing. I have my greatness. I have my power. And it's all inside of me in Christ.
Are you a parent or a guardian looking for a kind of foundation that you need for your child? Located in Nairobi, Dagoretti along Ngong Road, Black Presbyterian Primary School offers computer studies, arts and design, extra curriculum skill, as well as indoor games. With a qualified, friendly and dedicated staff, Black Best offers ideal and conducive learning environment for your child. We provide a safe and reliable transport to our pupils. For more information, call us today on 0720-844-083 or you can visit our website www.blackbest.com.
Leaders Front. I'm your host, Zach Wangi. Our topic today is Women in Leadership. We just celebrated Women's Day on Tuesday, the 8th of March. And of course, there's been a lot of talk on matters, gender violence. That's a subject, of course, we'll touch in this discussion. Our guest today is Susan Wangu, and she's been touching on aspects of leadership. And from her perspective, as the Assistant County Commissioner of Nairobi County. I'm seeing your comments. You can interact with us on Facebook and on YouTube as well. Thank you for joining us in the discussion. I want to just read a few comments from our viewers. Chill Avenue says, empowering women in the world, we appreciate you all. I'm also getting another comment from Boni Wajuja. He's saying, say hi to this great leader, Pride for Juja, Sue Wangu. Your people are loving you. You're doing a commendable job.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, Madam, I want to touch on maybe what has been happening, very unfortunate incidents that happened in our city recently, I think this week, and the aspect which brings to focus the aspect of gender violence. And I don't know what's your initial comment on the whole issue before we proceed.
It is so unfortunate. I saw that video and I almost shed tears. Because that is not, even without the government or anything, that is not how you treat a woman. From our tradition, from how we are brought
Despite
up.
of what had happened.
Despite of what had happened, that is not how you treat a woman.
Okay.
Because that lady was almost stopping.
Okay.
Then I think she realized these guys will even kill me or something. You see the way she was screaming with fear and fear of the unknown. She didn't know what will happen to her. Then these men, they can't even stop. They can't even listen to that cry of that woman screaming at her highest. And they're busy even, that was bad.
Yeah,
anyway, that was very unfortunate from our men who are supposed to protect us. Kitambo, if I would see something attacking me, I would run to any man who does not even know me and protect me as a woman. Because we are known to be weak. We are known not to fight for ourselves. And that is why the government is thinking of empowering us. Because in such a situation, if that lady had a gun, she would have disciplined many. Because it is so unfortunate that we didn't even see one single man, like coming and protecting the lady. One single man. It is so unfortunate.
Oh, quite unfortunate indeed. Quite unfortunate. And it's sad that comes from men, as you're saying, who ought to protect. But let me ask on the same. You're saying a while back things were not the same. Men were looked for as protection, as protectors of the so-called the weaker sex. What has changed? What do you think has affected the behavior of men? What has made men become so wild, so to say?
I don't know.
And so,
I think it's that mentality of, Kitambo, the men respected that we are a weaker sex.
Okay.
And they respected that and they took it on a positive way. They took a positive route on it. But nowadays, being a weaker person, they're taking advantage of it, which is very unfortunate. Because even in our homes, you realize that we've seen videos trending all over. A whole man, you have sired kids like 10 or 5 or even 1 is busy beating you up like a fellow man and he has no regrets. If you see some of the videos of ladies who've been beaten up by their men, by their husbands, you just pity women. Because you wonder, you cannot beat me the same way you would beat another man. And you're not even allowed to beat me. For what reason? We met, we were both grown-ups. I mean, dialogue is enough. If it is not enough, just call Wazee and let us part peacefully. Beating a grown-up is so uncalled for. And especially a woman. It is so... Kitambo, if you would meet a man beating a lady, the fellow men would gang up and beat that man. Nowadays, they join.
Oh, so quite unfortunate.
It is unfortunate.
Quite unfortunate. You get to serve in the, at the leadership administration of the county. I don't know, how bad is domestic violence, maybe from Kiambu County perspective?
Domestic violence is bad. It is bad. But one thing I like about the government, especially our county commissioner and even my deputy county commissioner, they do not entertain such. They do not. they do not, yani, that is not something they negotiate about. A lady comes, reports domestic violence, and you can see with evidence, there's no two way about it. We would even go stand on their behalf and make sure that person, justice is given to that lady. Because you're not allowed to do that. There are so many ways of solving solutions. So many ways. And if there is none, let that lady go back home. Akae maisha yake. Because this is what has brought the society of revenge. You realize now, like I bring up my child in such kind of environment. Like we are always fighting, always fighting. You know that daughter of mine will grow knowing inside that that man, mwenye nitakuwa na yeye, is violent. You know, all men are violent. That is the kind of society we're bringing up. And that is why you've seen so many suicides, you know, so many killings. Mnakosana mtu kidogo, anaua watu 10, then anacommit suicide. Because it is in him. There is always some protection anatajaribu kuleta, because he or she knows that this man can get violent to me. Aliona mahali, aliisikia mahali. Yeah? And not unless we work very hard. In a society we are bringing up, itakuja ikiwa mbaya sana. Yeah.
Things might get bad.
Things might get worse.
So we definitely have to take some measures.
Yeah, we do.
But
we are not.
That's definitely needed. I think it's a high time we take responsibility, even as men in the society.
Yes.
You're joining us today on Leaders Front on DGTV. We are live on YouTube as well as Facebook as well. Interact with us. Let's see your comments. Let's see some of the questions you'd like us to ask Madam here today, the Assistant County Commissioner for Kiambu. And we are here discussing matters, women in leadership. I want to ask you, Madam, I don't know, what would you recommend? What do you think is a solution against gender violence, not necessarily domestic? We see acts of bullying. I understand women are, you know, it happens in society where women are bullied on the street. They are bullied at workplace. There is even, you know, gender, sexual exploitation in the workplace. So what do you think is the solution here?
I think just like it's happening now, the law is very clear. It does not entertain such. And the progress is very, very encouraging. Because right now, even if you go to the courts, sahizi, such gender violence and such, they are taking it very seriously.
Yes.
And you can even pity a man who is dealing mwenye ameendewa na polisi because of gender violence. They are taking it very seriously. Because even if we don't stop it at this level, it's going to get worse. So I think even empowering women is also something that is contributing to the well-being of this whole situation.
Because I think that's very true, because one of the challenges that has been is women were afraid to speak out.
Yes.
So empowering them would be a solution.
Yes. Speaking out is out of being empowered.
You're not embarrassing your house when you say my husband is beating me.
You're not.
You're not embarrassing.
You're not.
Okay.
You're not, because you've been given the powers to, and you will be protected even after that. So, and also, if we have a few empowered women, like for example, women can only open up to fellow women. I was umenikasirisha as Zach, and I'm going to open up to another man. I will feel like I'm talking to the same person. But if a lady can come to me, for example, knowing that I will have a solution, knowing that I will hold her hand until we get justice, that is so encouraging. And that is why empowered women are very important. Yes.
That's true. That's true. So women need to be empowered.
Further and further. Yes.
Thank you, Madam. Once again, we are live on YouTube and on Facebook. Appreciate your comments as well as we go ahead with the discussion today. Feel free to connect with us on DGTV Kenya on the social media platform. I want to just read a few comments here. You're getting a comment here from Veronica Kavioki. She says, Suwango, you are always the best. Twakupenda sana.
Thank you.
You seem to have a lot of fans.
I love you back.
People that support you.
Yeah.
Wow. Maybe on the side as well, would you consider now coming back to you? I know you're now in government administration, but I don't know, what are your future ambitions? Do you have any political ambitions?
I had in the past.
Okay.
And I don't have any in the future.
At the moment or in the future?
In the future.
Because you're done with politics, or you want to take a different path?
I think I am. I had that experience. I wanted to vie for 2022 because of that, especially that COVID thing.
Yes.
made so many people start encouraging me, vie for MP, MCA, to a point where I would attend some function,
Yes.
and the MC is introducing me as Mheshimiwa now. Is I'm waiting for Mheshimiwa to talk. I'm like, is it me? Because they gave me that name even before I would think about it.
Yes.
But charity and politics, there is no time zitaendanisha vizuri.
One will eat into the other.
Yes, because when I wanted to get into politics, because walikuwa amenichocha enough, I thought I would get into that.
Okay.
You realize when you're doing charity, it is from your heart. Yes. I realize there's a family that needs my attention, and I support in my little way the way I would feel.
Yes.
But now when it is politics, these people think it is their right to get help from you. And even when you're giving that help, you feel like you're not doing it from the heart.
Yes.
You're doing it because you want that vote.
Okay.
Ile yenye,
your motivation is always political.
Yes.
You see, they say a politician, whatever they do, even when they are eating, everything they do is political.
Yes.
So you feel that would affect your charity work, which is your main passion.
Yes. I thought, and sometimes you would compromise so many things for politics. I do not, now, my job right now, I'm able to balance my job and my family. But politics is a bit tricky.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky.
Okay. Wow, politics is a bit tricky.
Yeah, and you
I
know,
think at the end of, yes, sorry.
wherever you go, whether it's the government job, whether it's that politics, you will always come back to family.
Yes.
Family is the most important thing. So if there is anything that would compromise your loyalty for your family, you'd rather just leave it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I see. I see. We are still on women in politics because again, this is an election year. We cannot avoid that discussion.
Yeah.
And I think there's been that, concerns to say we thought men were the most corrupt, and there was a belief that if we vote in the ladies will be less corrupt. I don't know what has been your observation, and there's been a lot of comments. There are those who feel women are marching toe to toe. They are equally involved in the and corruption here becomes the vice that we are fighting as a society. But do you think men or women, who is the better here, or is it on a gender issue?
Corruption is about a person.
Okay.
There's nothing to do with gender there. The only thing maybe that would make me bend on the women's side is that aspect of women hate to be associated with negatives.
Okay.
But corruption is about a person. Yeah. It's nothing to do with gender.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. It's about the person.
I think it's about the
It's
individual.
not about the gender.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting comment. Once again, we are live on DGTV. This is the Leaders Fund, your leadership show. And our guest today is Madam Susan Wango, the Assistant County Commissioner for Kiambu. And she is, sharing with us today that issues of leadership is not about gender, it's about you as a person, whether it's the vices or the values as well. Thank you so much, Madam. So maybe going ahead on the same discussion, we're talking about breaking the glass ceiling, and I think there's been so-called limitations. Today as a country, we have maybe the first Madam CJ, the Chief Justice, which broke the ceiling for the ladies. How much do you feel, and maybe you get to play that role as well as a role model, do you feel we have good and enough role models for the girl child?
We do. We have
Okay.
more than enough.
Okay.
We have actually, there are those role models wenye wamejificha huko, wenye hawaonekani sana. Like my boss Esther Maina, the regional commissioner for Central. She is a mother. She is a family woman. She is the overall. And when they were advising us on how now to go out there and work, the first thing she talked about was family.
Okay.
She told us you might get a lot of money, so much power, all those titles from people out there. But this Kamzeo of viewers, you come back and find drunk is the most important person. Actually, the government, the whole government, the national government, wana value sana familia so much. Because even if today I would go to my boss at the DCC, for example, and tell him I want to rush home because something family, he would not, yani there is no, it's not questionable. Ati my husband needs me in the house, or there and then the permission is granted.
Yes.
Actually, even if you want to do your things, you can use the family thing to your boss, and you're assured it will be granted.
Okay.
Yes.
So they value family. Of course,
They
family
do
is
value,
a critical
yeah.
pillar
Yes.
in our society today. Maybe I want to look at that camera, and there's a girl child looking at you, and they get to hear you are the assistant county commissioner. Maybe once in a while they see you in the uniform, and they admire that. So what's your message to the younger generation, the girls that look up to you and look up to other successful women in the society? Yes, please.
Girl child, my fellow women, my fellow mothers, my fellow wives, and my fellow women in general. What I would like to tell everyone is, like the girl child, we are powerful more than we would think ourselves are. And we like the fact that the government has given us the power behind what we thought we couldn't do. Yeah, go out there and shine. But even as you shine, let your family, let your society shine together with you. Because the government is bringing us up there.
Yes.
Let us also now work with the government to bring our men up together, so that we all shine together. And don't demean yourself because you're a lady.
Yes.
Chances are so many. Chances are way so many. As long as you do your part. When I was doing my community work, I did not know what God has in store for me. And I did not know if God will one day perfect what I am doing.
Yes.
Most of what happens in our lives is it is a perfection of what you're doing. Yeah. If you show God this is the path I want to use,
Yes.
He will definitely bless you on that line. Because it's so easy for me.
Yes.
My work is so easy. It is a perfection of what I was doing there in the before. So let us raise our community. Let us take up our roles. Let us work hard to make sure we are doing the best. There is nothing like we are empowered, then tunaachilia familia,
Yes.
we are empowered, then the society hata hatushughuliki. Because God has given us the multitasking aspect, let us use it wisely.
Okay.
We are able to multitask. We are able to become a good wife, a good sister, a good mother, a good society woman, a good employee. We are able to be all that, unlike our fellow men. Yes.
I have the ability to multitask.
Yes, we do.
Yes, maybe developing on the, building up on the same as we advise the young generation. One of the culture that has kept into our society is the culture of the girl child dependent on men for support, not in a bad way. The so-called the sponsor culture, where young girls look for older men who are accomplished, and they don't want to go with the younger men. I don't know what's your take on that, because it's become a prevalent issue in the society today.
The sponsor thing is a scam, I would say.
That's an interesting. Are you dismissing? Are you trying to say it's not happening in the society?
It is happening.
Okay.
I'm only telling our girls, when you have that sponsor guy,
Yes.
it is a scam. It is temporary. And you see, this sponsor, for example, the age of my dad,
Yes.
he has brought up his children. Wako huko tu they are shining out there. Now it is his time to enjoy his retirement period. And he thinks the best person is Fulani, that lady.
Yes.
He's taking you as some passing time. Yeah. So if you let your time be wasted by that old man, I think it's a waste of time. It's being stupid, I would say. Don't let your time be wasted by a man who cannot marry you, who cannot do anything for you.
Yes.
These sponsors don't think they would even buy you valuable things.
Yes.
It is the most expensive beer. Why is he doing that? To take advantage of you when you're drunk. Yeah. The most, maybe they would buy you a TV to be able to watch and relax well when he comes to your house. Yani everything is to his convenience.
It's about him.
It's about him. When he dies, you don't even have a place to even give a tribute. You can't even attend burial, especially if the wife knew you. Yeah. So you are just something, your time is being wasted.
Yes.
Well, you'd be doing a lot of things together with a young man of your age. Yes.
Wow. Don't waste your time
Do not waste your
with
time.
the older men.
Yes.
Focus on what is critical
Yes.
at that young age.
These young men, you see them and you think they don't have a future. They have a very big future if only you hold their hands.
Because that's been the complaint, that the younger guys are broke. They are childish in the thinking. They are not mature. Those are the complaints from the so-called ladies who prefer the older men.
And you see, now when we have the single ladies after some time, and I'm not dismissing the single ladies. My mom is a single lady and I respect her so much. And I respect also the single ladies who are there and because they didn't have a choice. But that time that a sponsor is wasting for you is enough time for you to build a good future with this man who doesn't have anything.
Yes.
Because you realize, I'll live well for 5 years.
Yes.
And then that will be forgotten. Then this sponsor maybe anipe mtoto nini. There is no security even in that marriage, in that relationship. There is no security. So that man that you left, within the 5 years, you do not know what God is capable of doing to him. He can be a CEO somewhere in the 5 years or even in the 2 years. Atakuwa may grow. When he's grown, do you think he'll look for you after you have been wasted by a sponsor? And there's no, he can't. You'd rather grow with a young man, have your family, and in future, even that companionship, that bringing children together is very important. That is what that is what our young ladies should be focusing on.
Yes.
You grow together with your husband, you bring children together. Even if that man doesn't give you anything,
Yes.
that command he's giving to your children will mold them. Yes.
Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah.
So to the young ladies out there, get the younger man and grow together.
Please do.
That's the advice from Madam
Yes.
Susan Wango, the County Commissioner for Kiambu County. She's been our guest today on the show Leaders Front on DGTV. Once again, we've been live and we are live on Facebook and YouTube as well. You can check us out on DGTV. Maybe as we come to the close, Madam, maybe your parting shot. I don't know what advice you want to give, or maybe what message do you have for the, for the residents of Kiambu County as well. I'll give you this platform to also communicate to them as well.
Okay. I would tell them, the Kiambu County residents, and most especially the Kikuyu sub-county, because that is my jurisdiction. I would tell them that the government is working so hard to support them in so many ways. Illicit brews, making families, all that. Registering IDs, voter registration. They're working all around. It is now upon them to give us the support that we need so that when we work together, hakuna kitu itakuwa messed up. There will be no complaints because watu hulalamika huko katikati when they decide not to work with the government. But when you work together with the government, hakuna kitu huharibika. There is security in what you do, especially if you're doing a legit business. The Changa people, I was telling a friend of mine, actually I gave a speech in a certain burial I attended, that if you're a Changa brewer, and you're willing to stop that business, roho tu safi, I'll give you 20,000 to start the business, and you stop that Changa thing. But if you're not willing, then we do not mind using force, because this thing must come to an end. There's nothing that the government hates kama hizo my illicit brews, and because you've been given that power to get rid of it, I think it's time. But I want to use, you see, a good platform. Nikutoe hapa, I put you here.
Give you an alternative.
Give you an alternative. If you don't take the alternative, then the alternative...
The law will deal with you.
Yes.
That is Madam Sue Wangu, the County Commissioner for Kiambu. She's been our guest today on the show Leaders Front. You can join us every Friday at 11 a.m. on DGTV. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you, Madam, for coming. Thank you for your contribution. We are grateful. Once again, this is your host, Zach Wangi, saying, have a good day. God bless you.